In this lesson, we are going to be graphing circles by their equations. This is section 10.3 in the Algebra 2 book. The equation of a circle looks like x minus a number squared plus y minus a number squared equals the radius squared. H and K are generic letters. They stand for any numbers, and they would represent the center of your circle. R stands for the radius of your circle. If you see a minus in the equation, then the point is actually a positive. If you see a positive in the equation, then the point is actually a negative number. So in our first example, we have x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 25. In the parentheses we see x minus 1, so the center for x would be at positive 1. In the parentheses with y, we see y minus 2, so the center for the y would be at positive 2. And then the radius is the square root of 25, which should be 5. So the center is at 1 and 2, radius is 5. In example 2, the center is at negative 5, negative 3. Change the signs of what you see in parentheses with x and y. The radius would be the square root of 49, which is 7. So center at negative 5, negative 3, radius is 7. In the last example, we don't have anything in parentheses with x and y, so the center is at the origin, which is 0, 0. The square root of 4 is 2, making our radius 2 for the last one. You guys try these 4, tell me where the center is and the radius, and then pause the video till you're ready. On number 4, the center is at 0, 0. Radius is the square root of 36, which is 6. On number 5, the center is at positive 2, negative 1. Remember, change those signs. And the radius is the square root of 16, which is 4. On number 6, the center is at 0, negative 2. Radius is the square root of 81, which is 9. And on the last one, the center is at 3 and 0. And the square root of 40 is 6.3, so the radius would be 6.3. On the next slide, we get into writing equations when we're given the radius and the center of the circle. In the first one, the center is at negative 4, 3. The radius is 4. So in the parentheses with x, do we want to see x minus 4 squared or x plus 4 squared? Well, we'd want to see x plus 4 squared because we see a minus 4 for our center. With y, we want to see y minus 3 squared because we saw a positive 3 for our center. And the radius is the square of 4, which is 16. Not 2, but 16. On the next one, they tell us the center is at 5, negative 2. The diameter is 18. Be careful, that's the diameter, making the radius 9. You need the radius, which is 9. In parentheses with x, we want to see x minus 5 squared. In parentheses with y, we want to see y plus 2 squared. And because the radius was 9, square that and get 81 to set equal to the right side. On the last one, we are shifting left 4, which is negative 4. We are shifting up 3, which is plus 3. And we want to tell where the center is and what the radius is. Or the radius is 5, so we're going to write the equation. The center is at negative 4, positive 3. So in parentheses with x, you want to see x plus 4 squared. In parentheses with y, you want to see y minus 3 squared. Since the radius is 5, set it equal to 25 on the right side. Now we get into graphing these. Think about where the center for this first example is. In the first example, the center is at 0, 2. So first thing we do is plot the point 0, 2. Now our radius is 4. So from that point, go 4 units to the left, right, up, and down. And then we want to graph our circle by going around those points. Try the next one without my help. Pause until you're ready to go over it. Center for this next example is at negative 7, negative 1. Plot that point. The radius is the square root of 4, which is 2. So from that point, go 2 units up, down, left, and right. And then draw our circle through those points. Now we get into writing the equation of a circle that's not already in standard form. On the first example, we have x squared plus 16x plus y squared plus 22y equals 11. To rewrite this so that we can see the center and the radius, we focus first on the x part, x squared plus 16x. Take half of 16, which is 8, square that, which is 64, and add that to complete the trinomial. So x squared plus 16x plus 64. Now we focus on the y part. Y squared plus 22y. Take half of 22, which is 11, square that, which is 121, and add that to both sides of the equation to complete this trinomial. So y squared plus 22y plus 21 is the completed trinomial for the y part. On the right side of the equals, you had 11 originally. We're going to add to it 64 and 121. When you add 64 and 121 to the 11 that was already there, we get 196. We factor the x trinomial into x plus 8 and x plus 8. We factor the y trinomial into y plus 11 and y plus 11. Write them instead as x plus 8 squared and y plus 11 squared equals 196, and then you've got your circle equation. The center for this circle is at -8, -11. The radius of this circle is the square root of 196, which is 14. Try the next one without my help and pause until you're ready to go through it. Focus first on the x part, x squared plus 2x. We want to take half of 2, which is 1, square that, which is 1, and we're going to add this in to complete the trinomial, x squared plus 2x plus 1. Focus on the y part. Take half of -10, which is -5, square that, which is 25, and add this in to complete the trinomial. Originally on the right side of the equals we had a -1. We're going to add to it +1 and +25, giving us an answer of 25. Factor the x part into x plus 1 and x plus 1. Factor the y part into y minus 5, y minus 5. And write the x part as x plus 1 squared. The y part is y minus 5 squared. It equals 25, and this is your equation. The center is at -1, +5. The radius is 5.